What steps should parents take when their child is diagnosed with ADHD to initiate support from the school?
There should have been discussions with the school prior to any assessment. The teacher should be contacting the parents regularly with either concerns or student progress or any other difficulties that are impacting their learning. And these discussions can lead to a psychoeducational assessment within the school by the school psychologist, or if the parents choose to go privately, they can bring a copy of the assessment report to the associate principal at the school.
What is the process for getting an IEP for a student with ADHD, and what documentation is typically required?
So again, there should have been ongoing communication with the teacher and the resource teachers regarding the child's progress. And together, the team, which always includes the parent, or should always include the parent, determines the need for an IEP. This can be based on data from observations at the school or based on the psychoeducational assessment.
What types of accommodations are commonly included in IEPs for students with ADHD?
The typical accommodations for students with ADHD are basically longer times to complete tasks, assignments, or tests or exams, writing exams or tests, or even assignments within the class within a quiet area that is free from distractions. Preferential seating within the class, and the seating, this is where the seating should be where there is the least amount of distraction, and this would also typically be near the teacher, away from windows, away from the doors, and also seating the child with positive or within with other children that are positive role models. There's also flexible seating options such as standing desks or wobble chairs, and both of which can improve focus and self-regulation. There's also we should be giving these students time or allowances for movement, giving them movement breaks, noise-canceling headphones, and of course, positive reinforcement. We have to remember that these students can't control their behavior. They should never really be punished for it. What they do need is support rather than the punishment in order to be successful.
How involved can and should parents be in the development and review of their child's IEP?
Parents should be highly involved in both the development and the review of their child's IEP. Parental involvement is not only encouraged, but it's a legal right. Parents know their children more than anyone else within the school, and as a result, they play an essential role in developing a successful plan.
What are the school's responsibilities once an IEP is in place for a child with ADHD?
So the school is responsible to implement the accommodations, the interventions, and the services outlined in the IEP, and without delay. It needs to be immediate. The school is also responsible to ensure that all staff are informed of the plan and that they are actually carrying out the plan. The school must regularly monitor the students' progress towards the IEP goals, and the school must provide regular communication with parents, and they must keep the parents informed about their child's progress, any challenges or concerns that have been brought to the surface since the implementation of the IEP, and or any changes to the IEP. The team must meet at least a minimum of once per year, but ideally it would be once per term. But they're legally bound to meet with the parents at least once a year.
How can parents work with teachers and staff to ensure that accommodations are being implemented consistently?
The best way to ensure that the plan is being followed through is through regular communication with the school. This can be done through emails, daily logbooks, or even through Class Dojo. Regular check-ins with their child is also very helpful to monitor how things are going at the school.
What kind of training do educators receive to support students with ADHD in the classroom?
There are regular professional development opportunities that are provided by the KEC, such as conferences, workshops. However, the KEC does have numerous in-house resources that are very, very helpful. For example, we have special education consultants who are well-versed in all types of diagnoses that impact student learning. We have resource teachers and counselors that are also excellent resources for our classroom teachers.
How is a student's progress monitored once support plans are implemented, and how is that communicated to parents?
A student's progress can be monitored in many different ways. One way is through academic performance, so test results, assignments, handing in homework. There's also behavior logs or incident reports that come into play, as well as through data and observation notes.
What role can school counselors, psychologists, or special education staff play in supporting a child with ADHD?
These professionals play critical and complementary roles in supporting a child with ADHD, mainly because their involvement goes beyond the academics. They support the child's emotional, behavioral, social, and learning needs, but most importantly, they can help the child understand their diverse needs while capitalizing on their strengths.
What strategies can parents use at home to complement what is being done in school?
Parents play an essential role in supporting their child with ADHD at home. And when their strategies align with the school-based supports, it creates a more consistent and effective environment for the child. At home, it's important to create structure and routines. We can do this through timers, visual or graphic organizers, calendars, do homework assignments in a distraction-free area of the house. And always use positive reinforcement. I know it can sometimes get frustrating with a child with ADHD, especially around homework, but just maintain composure and stay positive.
How can parents become more informed advocates for their child within the school system?
They can become strong advocates through knowledge and education of ADHD. Knowledge not only provides an understanding of ADHD, it also builds the confidence in becoming an effective advocate for their child. There are organizations that offer parent information sessions and conferences, such as the Learning Disabilities Association of Quebec, or the LDAQ. There's the Centre for ADHD Awareness of Canada, and there are also private ADHD coaches who help support parents and their children.